Hi there everyone, it's Misty here. Welcome back to the ScrapbookPal.com YouTube channel. In today's video, I'm going to be featuring the new Tim Holtz Christmas cutouts, and I'm going to be using this alongside the new Layering Plaid Die, also from Tim Holtz and Sizzix. So here is a look at how they come, and you get a lot of dies and you can make a ton of different scenes with these. So really versatile and really fun, and you can use them outside of the holidays. So I'm going to start with the plaid background. I'm going to be using a navy, a red, and a really bright vibrant green. For the green and for the red, I'm going to be using these scrapbook adhesive sheets, and that's because rather than trying to fight with adhesive on those little tiny lines, I would rather just basically make it into a sticker. And that's basically what you do. It is double-sided adhesive. You peel off the backer sheet, you lay your cardstock down, and then you cut it to size. So these are 4x6, so they were just about perfect. There's a little bit left over there, as you can see, but I'm going to cut that off and I'm going to put it on the back where there isn't any adhesive. So these are perfect for this die, this die set, because these cut out such tiny lines. It would just basically be impossible, especially for the red one, to get any of the adhesive on there and not get it everywhere. So I like to use just a piece of washi tape to hold down my dies. I rub it on the back of my hand first to remove some of the adhesive so it's not super sticky. And then once I've done that, I'm going to run all three of these through my die cutting machine. Now I'm going to go ahead and poke out all of the little pieces from each of the red and the green. And I like to actually save these little pieces. Number one, they already have adhesive on them. And number two, you could cut out these again and use like the red inside of the green or the green inside of the red, etc., etc. So the possibilities are really endless with these. So I say hold on to those little pieces, especially since they already have the adhesive on them. So, and again, this works just like a sticker. And if I have any little pieces left in, I'll bring in a pokey tool or a craft pick to get them out. So we're going to go ahead and adhere the green layer, and then we're going to go ahead and adhere the red layer. And I love these three colors together. If you follow me over on my channel, I'm at the Jolly Fit Elf, you would have seen this color combination a few weeks ago using some supplies from My Favorite Things that ScrapbookPal.com carries. It's such a fun color palette for Christmas time. I love it. I love the blue, and blue is a very hot and in color for the holidays 2022. So I have this scrap piece of paper from my stash, and I've decided that I want to use this as the base for my little vignette. And I was trying to decide if I wanted it on the red or if I wanted it on the green, and I've decided to put it on the green. So I'm going to go ahead and adhere this down, and then I'm going to use my paper trimmer to cut off the two layers. So I'm trying to get this to where it's just about 1/8 of an inch all the way around. I don't want a huge border around this, but I do want enough of a border to help it stand out against the plaid. After I've done that, I'm going to bring in some more of the scrapbook adhesive because I am going to be cutting out a house, 3 trees, the moon, and a cloud. So I'm just setting up kind of my vignette here to see how I like it, if it's going to fit, etc. This is a good way to kind of get your idea set and ready to go. So I am actually trimming out around this house because I don't need the entire sheet to have adhesive on it. And that's another tip, just cut off as much as you need, and then you can trim the adhesive sheets to size. So everything is going to get adhesive on these, and then once we do that and I run them through my die cutting machine, we're going to go ahead and get them adhered. And this is what I mean by trimming it to size. That way you don't waste your adhesive sheet. And again, Scrapbook, I'm going to link these. Sizzix also has some that are actually really good. Again, it's just an easy way to get your die cuts cut out, and then you don't have to worry about putting glue on little tiny pieces of paper. So I've brought in a white card base. This measured 4 1/4 by 11. I've scored it at 5 1/2, and we're going to go ahead and adhere the card base first. And again, I will have all of the supplies listed in the description box down below. If I forgot to say that earlier, I apologize. So we're going to get that down. I'm going to make sure it's adhered flat, and then I'm going to bring in some foam squares to add to the back of this so we can get it adhered. Now, I add probably more than what you need to, but I want to make sure that this will make it through the mail okay, and that there isn't any kind of sinking with it. So I am pulling off the back of the adhesive to get these down. And what I've decided to do is put the little red pieces back into the house. That took a hot minute, but I'm literally just taking it out of the die and then sticking it into its designated spot. So I kind of sped through that because that, again, it took a little bit, but not a whole lot of time. But you don't want to sit here and watch me do that. I'm going to peel off the backer sheet for my other 2 trees, and then I'm going to get them placed, and then we're going to bring in our celestial items, the moon and the clouds. I guess clouds aren't celestial. Meh. You know what I mean. So once we get this other tree adhered, I'm going to bring in the moon and the clouds, as I mentioned, and I'm going to try to decide where I want them to go. Initially, I cut out 1 moon and 1 cloud, and I soon realized that I want to go ahead and add at least 1 more cloud here. I was trying to decide which side I wanted the moon on and how I wanted it to go. So since these both are hanging off, I'm going to go ahead and add adhesive to one side and then put a piece of that foam on the other side. With the other moon with the moon and the other cloud, I'd used the adhesive sheet on that. This one I just kind of cut out. So I'm cutting one of those squares down into 4s because I don't need a huge piece. I just need a small enough piece that will go underneath the cloud and help it prevent it from getting squished when this goes through the mail. So I decided I wanted to put one of the sentiments on the front. And so I'm going to bring in Joy. It's the smallest of the 3. And I'm going to go ahead and cut it out using the same paper that we used for our background. So you could probably do this at the same time, cut this and the rectangle at the same time. But I went ahead and did it at 2 different times because I figured I would probably mess up. And I only had this little piece of this paper left. And I didn't want to chance it. So again, I'm using just a little bit of that glitter glue. I believe that's what it's called. Again, all the supplies will be listed in the description box down below. I'm going to go ahead and get this adhered. Later off camera, I'm going to go ahead and put that tree on top rather than have it be under. So I went ahead and cut out the letters in white, and then I cut it out again the center in red because I wasn't sure which one I wanted to use. But in the end, I decided to go ahead and adhere the white and then put the red in the middle. And I really, really like the way that turns out. Once I've done that, I'm going to go ahead and bring in some Nuvo Shimmer pen, and that's going to be it for this card. Oh, I forgot that I take off the moon and I bring in a 3rd cloud. I just didn't like the way it was sitting. I think if it was maybe turned a different direction, I would have liked it. But in the end, I just went ahead and brought in a 3rd cloud. So that's it. Thank you so much for joining me today. I really do appreciate you. As mentioned, all the supplies will be listed in the description box down below. Don't forget to subscribe and turn on your post notifications so you never miss a video from ScrapbookPal. Thank you so much. I hope you have a good day, night, weekend, wherever you are, and we will see you in the next video. Bye for now.